Hello, Amsterdam. This past November, a significant majority of those who voted confirmed that what we accomplished and attempted to accomplish during my first term as mayor met with their approval. As I begin my second term as your mayor, I therefore intend to continue what we've started in our efforts to constantly strive to make Amsterdam a better place to live and do business, not only for those who voted for me, but for every resident of our beloved city. Our city government has two distinct priorities that never change. We must do what we can do to consistently help improve the quality of life in our city for both our residents and the businesses located here. And we must also consistently do what we can do to help prevent the quality of life in this city from deteriorating. So that's a balancing act, because we only have a limited amount of time, money, and manpower to do both. And there are times when priorities force us to put off things we need to get done because we have something that we must absolutely get done. So the most critical role of our city government is to manage that balancing act between improving and maintaining the services that help shape Amsterdam's quality of life. Because it will be the quality of the life in this city that determines if we can keep our existing residents living here, if we can keep businesses doing business here, and if we can attract new residents and new businesses to locate here. And if we can accomplish these three things, then we can increase the tax base in our city and once again grow our population, because both are essential to being able to continue to provide the level of services that help shape and define our community's quality of life. So what can we afford to do in 2024, and what must we do this year to improve the quality of life in our city? Let's start with housing. In order to live a decent, happy, low stress level life, families and individuals need to have living spaces that are affordable, updated, safe, and secure. We don't have enough inventory for working families and individuals with moderate incomes who want an affordable apartment. We don't have enough inventory in Amsterdam for folks who want to purchase a single-family home or condo. We don't have enough inventory for senior citizens looking to downsize, or for those who are being forced into that decision by circumstances beyond their control. And our city still has too many blighted properties with apartments not safe or up to code, which not only cause their tenants distress, but also cause deterioration of streets and neighborhoods. So this is why during 2024, my administration will continue to make a concerted effort to address our city's housing shortage. How? Number one, by closing an appropriate deal to build a mixed-use apartment complex for moderate income families and individuals on the former Bowler Brewery site on West Main Street. Number two, by moving forward in a joint effort with the Greater Amsterdam School District and Montgomery County to attract developers to build a new neighborhood of upscale single-family homes inside our city and a new complex of upscale single-family condos. The goal this year is to get at least one new upscale single-family home development started inside our city. Number three, by working with qualified developers who partner with New York State's Affordable Home Ownership Opportunity Program, AHOP, to build brand new homes for first-time home buyers on select vacant lots throughout our city. AHOP developers can receive half the amount it costs them to build a brand new home in our city, up to $150,000, but they must then sell that home to qualified first-time home buyers at affordable prices tied to the buyer's income. Number four, by working with ADA in their effort to secure a developer to construct upscale market-rate apartments on the Chalmers site. Number five, by making sure we do everything necessary to assist with the development of the new apartment complex for seniors proposed for the former Curtis Lumberyard property on Edward Street. Number six, by continuing to use our city's property disposition process and the New York State Legacy Program to get blighted city-owned properties into the hands of proven successful investors who have created the before and after transformations that not only add great living spaces to our inventory of working family apartments, they can also serve as a trigger to rejuvenate whole streets and neighborhoods. And number seven, no residents of our city need comfortable, secure, and clean living spaces more than Amsterdam's relatively small but still too large population of homeless. This is why we are in full support of the Interfaith Partnership for the Homeless $5.5 million conversion of 76 Sky Park Avenue into a fully supported community homeless shelter. Those are the 7 housing initiatives that our administration will pursue and support with passion and persistence. They address housing needs for every social and income demographic in our city. They will not only provide significant, long-lasting impact on our city's property tax base, these new living spaces will improve the quality of lives for folks who inhabit them and the neighborhoods in which they are located. In 2024, our city must also continue the effort to enhance our city's financial management capabilities. Eliminating a huge deficit and no longer being known as the most financially distressed city in New York State has taken a huge target off of Amsterdam's back. Outside organizations and government agencies who invest in or provide services to municipalities once again have the confidence level necessary to do business in and with our city. We must continue to make sure we never go down that black hole again. And this past year, we took a major step in the right direction by appointing an experienced and qualified CPA to serve as this city's controller. In 2024, we will be taking another huge step with the purchase and installation of a new accounting system, which will serve as the digital component of our city's financial brain trust to help keep our members' numbers accurate, perform budgeting more efficiently, and make smarter short-term and long-term financial decisions. When you look at where the approximately $38 million it currently costs to deliver the services city government provides to Amsterdam residents, the largest sources for that money are property taxes, which $6 million, user fees of about $8 million, sales tax $7 million, state aid $2.8 million, and ambulance revenues $1 million. Our task as a city government is to create an environment in Amsterdam that attracts new investment and new revenues. We must increase our tax base, our population, and our ability to generate revenues from the sale of services to those around us. Another priority for this year is to accelerate our progress of our major DRI projects. This means actually breaking ground and building the new boardwalk along the riverfront of the Chalmers parcel and connecting it to our pedestrian bridge. This means actually breaking ground and building the new community center across from St. Mary's Church on East Main Street. Both of these projects are now fully funded through completion, which in itself has been a 4-year effort to make happen. And this means completing the feasibility study for the recreation center and finalizing exactly what it will be, how it will be operated, and how it will economically sustain itself so that we can finalize its location, its design, its cost, and raise the balance of money we will need to build it. The library renovation should finally break ground this year, and the conversion of the 7-story downtown former Key Bank building into a market-rate apartment tower should get completed. And the model streets and downtown gateway components of the DRI will get well underway as well. Making our city safer and more secure is always at the top of our list of priorities. We have highly skilled, well-trained, and equipped police and fire departments, which require approximately 25% of this city's operating budget to maintain. The levels of safety and security they provide to residents and property make this substantial investment completely justifiable. However, it is an ongoing challenge to do what is necessary to keep Amsterdam residents and Amsterdam properties safe and be able to afford the associated and consistently rising costs for doing so. How do we accomplish this? Last year, our fire department generated approximately $1 million worth of revenue from third-party billings of insurance companies for providing city residents with ambulance services. Now, if you add up all the manpower and other costs associated with providing that ambulance service, it would exceed $1 million. But because we need to have 3 shifts of those same firefighters on duty 24/7 for fire protection in this city, their generation of $1 million worth of revenue helps subsidize the department's overall cost. And when you consider the challenges other communities all around us are experiencing trying to get affordable and reliable ambulance service coverage from private and volunteer organizations, the system we have in place here in our city is one of the quality of life advantages we do offer our residents. But the training and the job responsibilities involved in the dual role of fighting fires and providing ambulance services are extensive and both physically and mentally stressful for the men and women of the AFD. It will take constant vigilance of both the staffing needs and the expenses and revenues associated with the dual role fire department to make sure we can sustain both. One of my hopes is that as our county government becomes more involved in assisting with the provision of ambulance services to the towns and villages, they will also come up with a fair and perhaps creative way to also assist our city with ours. Our police department does an outstanding job fulfilling their very difficult and challenging role of providing law enforcement in our community. In 2023, they too had a challenging year. Calls and caseloads were up significantly over the previous year, plus we had 2 isolated shooting incidents at Veterans Park. Overtime costs are a constant concern, but overtime hours are absolutely essential. For example, after last year's shootings, we instituted enhanced police presence and surveillance at all city-sponsored events taking place at the park, which could only be accomplished on such short notice with overtime. Moving forward, one of our goals will be to generate new revenues to subsidize the costs of increasing police presence at public events, and when we cannot do so, we will selectively cancel events we feel we cannot secure. We will also continue to invest in technology to help APD do their jobs. Though still not completely through an onerous bureaucratic approval process, our city's new LED streetlight project has finally advanced far enough to see components for the new lighting system arriving in our city. In addition to making every street in the city safer with better lighting, we will also be selectively installing video cameras, which will capture all vehicles entering and leaving our city. This will provide law enforcement officials with a valuable tool for tracking the movements of bad actors and solve and preventing crime inside our city. The body cameras our officers now wear have saved them significant hours of time in their efforts to accurately document the incidents they respond to, which is essential to effective prosecution of criminal behavior in this city. And we are well on the way to funding and implementing more smart camera surveillance technology at Veterans Field, Shuttleworth Park, and all entrance and exit points of our city. We will continue to work to fund the expansion of this capability to every public place and chronic trouble spot in this municipality. The same is true for investment in solar-powered traffic control devices. We cannot afford to put an APD patrol on every street experiencing speeding traffic or at every busy crosswalk in this city, but we are working on a plan to employ these smart devices instead. Thanks in large part to Assemblyman Santa Barbara, our police department was the recipient of a recent grant that allowed us to purchase license plate reading technology that will permit APD patrols to remotely find out if a car traveling our streets is registered, insured, or if the driver has a valid or suspended license or has any outstanding warrants. Illegal drug sales continue to impede upon our community's quality of life because they are the impetus for criminal activity, the deterioration of families and neighborhoods, and in 2023, a large part of the reason why Amsterdam experienced on average 1 drug overdose per week and a total of 4 overdose deaths. And with the legalization of marijuana by New York State, Amsterdam, like every community in our state, is suddenly dealing with the illegal sale and gifting of pot by businesses not licensed to sell it. Why should we stop the illegal sale of pot? Because sellers of cannabis who are not licensed may be selling unsafe product and even worse, selling it to minors. Our APD conducts a running investigation of illegal drug activity in our city, and they will continue that effort in 2024. What I hope to also do this year is to hold a forum or conference on illegal drug use in our area and invite representatives of the police and sheriff's department, the DA's office, our corporation council, the GASD, substance abuse agencies, as well as the State of Cannabis Office of Cannabis Management, as well as the Office of Cannabis Management. So that concludes part 1 of my State of the City. Tomorrow I will post part 2. In the second part of this address, I will talk about the ongoing effort to improve the quality of life in our neighborhoods, the state of our city's infrastructure systems, and the investments being made to maintain and improve them, and an update on our recreation program as well. Thank you very much.